Hello everyone, this is number 49, Learn the Rules here with another deck profile video. This one is a Seeker Thingsaver deck. Technically kind of a revival, because Thingsaver hasn't really been used much because of Sanctuary Guard and more Alfred support technically. So Alfred has kind of been pushed up over Thingsaver as well, because his support from Comic Booster has actually made him very useful, especially Alfred Exiv. Light Source Seeker Alfred Exiv, I believe is the full name. Light Source Seeker Alfred Exiv. Anyways, so what we're going to be going over is a Seeker deck profile that I have for you guys, and we're going to start from the zeros and up. So here we go. With the starter we're going to run, this is actually going to be weird, but Wingall Brave. Wingall Brave, it's a forerunner. When another Royal Paladin rises unit, you may call this the rearguard circle. Technically, that's the forerunner skill. When a unit of the same clan rides on top of this unit, you call it out to rearguard circle. Anyways, it has an auto skill. Put this unit to your soul. When this unit attack hits, during the battle, this unit boosted a unit with Blaster in its card name. You may pay the cost. If you do search your deck for up to one card with Blaster in its card name, reveal it to your opponent and add it to your hand, and shuffle your deck. So this is pretty much good for searching out Blaster pieces. And with this deck, you will see what Blasters are inside. Going to the triggers. Seekers are just very kind of straightforward. You run the Seeker triggers. So you'd really run Seeker Loving Healer, 4 of them. And you would also run 4 Margles, because Margle's always a good starter. Always a good draw trigger, especially for a Thingsaver deck, because Thingsaver requires soul. So putting this unit with an axe skill, put into your soul, choose one of your rear guards, Royal Paladins, and whoa, that unit gets 3,000 until the end of turn. So anyways, and last but not least, the 8 critical triggers that are all Seekers. Impact Seeker Mudderon from Trial Deck, and Seeker Hallowed Breath Dragon from set 16 for the first Legion boosters. So anyways, so that's pretty much just a straightforward lineup for Seekers usually. But yeah, now we're going into grade 1s. So here we're running Bravogall Seeker. His ability is a rearguard circle skill. Retire this unit. When this unit attack hits a vanguard in the battle, this unit boosted a unit with Seeker in its card name. You may pay the cost. If you do, search your deck for up to one card with Seeker in its card name, call it to rearguard circle, rested, and shuffle your deck. So this card is good just for like a pressuring your opponent, just to thin out your deck by 1 card. Not so bad, not so good, but still a decent-ish card. Plus, it is useful for another reason, which I'll explain later, into why we use him. Chiron, defending Seeker Chiron, because it's just a perfect guard, normal perfect guard. And it is for Seekers, not really just Seekers only, but, you know, it just has Seeker in its name, so that's why we just use it in this deck, just for the purpose. You'll never know when you need to use Exiv skill, because technically we already know Exiv's in this deck. So, yeah, this card's useful for just counterblasting. Next, we have 4 Seeker Supremi. This card's good on Vanguard and Rearguard Circle. It's a 10k attacker. Only, though, when you meet its requirements, which is auto when this unit attacks a Vanguard. If the number of Vanguards or Rearguards in your front row with Seeker in its card name is 3 or more, this unit gets 3,000 until the end of that battle. So when you're in a Legion and you just have him, and you know, you have 2 Legions, you have your grade 3 and grade 2, your Legionnaire and your Legion mate that are Seeker in its card name, and him in front, he can attack for 10, so it's not so bad when in a Legion. Or when you just have a full front row of Seekers, he'll be a 10k attacker to the van. Good little rush card, not so bad, he's pretty cool. He's a fun card, really fun times. Also, he's in this deck for another specific reason as well. Anyways, on a Seeker Cynric, 10k attacker, you just need a Vanguard Seeker in this card name when this unit attacks. And he'll get +3 until the end of battle. So that's pretty much it. Now on to grade 2s. Now here's where the deck's going to get really weird, because you guys are going to be like, what the fuck are you doing? But, you know, whatever, this is a fun deck, and it's still in process of experimentation. So I'm just doing my best here. So right now we're running 1 Blaster Blade. 1 Blaster Blade only for the reason because we might need a 5th mate for that Exiv, just in case if I run out of normal Blaster Blade Seekers for some god-awful reason, or just save him up for a Thingsaver Legion. But he's here. His 2 skills is when this unit is placed on Vanguard Circle, you can pay the cost, which is Counterblast 2. Choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it, so just retire any rear guard when this guy is placed on Vanguard Circle. Second ability is when this unit is placed on rearguard circle, if you have a Royal Paladin Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, which is kind of less 2, choose an opponent's grade 2 or greater rearguard and retire it. Whoa. Sorry guys, had to crack my back. Anyways, next we got Swordsman of Light, Blaster Javelin LaRousse. This is why he's in this deck. You know, this is what the card that I was talking about, that there were certain reasons for other cards to be in this deck, is because of him. His ability is, choose 2 cards from your hand and put them to your soul. When this unit is placed on a rearguard circle, if you have a Vanguard with Alfred in its card name, you may pay the cost. If you do, search your deck for up to 2 high beasts called into separate rearguards, open rearguard circles, and shuffle your deck. Now I know it's open rearguard circles for this guy, so I gotta really be careful when I'm calling him. But then again, I've been using it correctly so far, so thank God I have not been misplaying with him. Next, we got Blaster Blade Seeker. When this unit is placed on rearguard circle, if you have a Vanguard Seeker in his card name, you may pay the cost, which is a counterblast 1. If you do, choose one of your opponent's grade 2 or greater rearguards and retire it. It's pretty much a very, very less cheaper by 1 counterblast Blaster Blade for his secondary skill, but of course you need to have a Secret Vanguard in order to use that skill. Anyways, next we run another high beast, Seeker Proud Roar Lion. Vanguard and rearguard circle, so both very good. When the unit attacks hits a Vanguard, if you have a Vanguard Seeker in this card name, choose a card from your damage zone, turn your face up, and choose one of your other rearguards choose one of your other units, and it gets plus 2,000 until the end of turn. So he's a really good card to call out with LaRousse, especially with other cards, which I'll show in a minute. LaRousse himself has 10 targets, so he has Sabrami, Bravogal, and also Proud Roar Lion. So he can call a full column. He can call a pressure column, a full-on pressure column. So this on-hit Revan, on-hit to Van, on-flip plus 2, call a unit rested from the deck, so thin out the deck. Pretty much you would just use him to call out him to counterblast 1 retire unit if you want to get rid of a pesky rearguard that they have on their side. That's a grade 2 or greater. But you know, that's pretty much what this is for. And he's out to just build up soul and also call out these units just for small reasons, but you usually want to call Proud Roar for another reason. Now we're on to grade 3s. So we have 2 Lightsword Seeker Alfred Exov. Mind you, I'm only running 6 grade 3s, but I'm still experimenting with it. I kind of want as many grade 2s as possible in the deck, you know, and just try to fool around with it. So, plus anyways, I only own 2 Alfred Exovs, so that's why I'm trying to deck out like this. His ability is in Legion. You can Legion with either Blaster Blade or normal Blaster Blade. Normal Blaster Blade or Blaster Blade Seeker. And that's pretty much it. His other skill is during... Oh, Jesus Christ. Hold on 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Continuous skill during your turn. If you have if this card is in Legion, this unit gets 1,000 for each of your other Seeker units on board. Then if the number of rearguards you have is 5 or greater, this unit gets a critical. So you can have just 5 any other rearguards that don't have Seeker in its name, and he'll just get the critical. But if you have 5 rearguards with Seeker in his card name, he'll get 5,000 power and a critical. So he'll get just plus 1 for every Seeker on the board. On rearguard circle, I'm sorry. Oh no, other units with Seeker in his card name. So if you're in Legion with Blaster Blade Seeker, he'll get plus 1 from that Blaster Blade Seeker. So technically it'll be a 21 Legion. Anyways, it's other skill. It's Axe skill, Counterblast 2, with Seeker in his card name. And search your deck for up to 1 card with Seeker in his card name and call it to rearguard circle, and then shuffle your deck. You really don't use that third skill, but you just only use him to Legion up, or just to ride into him so you can get out LaRousse and then use LaRousse's skill to build up soul. Because, I'll explain after, but we're going into Thingsaver Dragon, who I hate so much, but I only built it for this guy, because I'm like, hey, I'm trying to give you another chance, because whatever. Anyways, Legion, he Legions with Blaster Blade Seeker only, and his other skill is an auto skill, which I'm going to zoom in all the way. And it's failing. There we go. Counterblast 2, Soul Blast 3, and choose 2 cards from your hand and discard them. That's a big cost. At the end of the battle, this unit attack the Vanguard. If this unit is in Legion, you may pay the cost. If you do, search your deck for up to 1 card named Seeker, Thingsaver Dragon, write it as stand, shuffle your deck, and choose a card named Blaster Blade Seeker from your Soul and Legion. What it means by that is just, just put him back right here beside Thingsaver. You do not perform Legion like returning 4 to the deck like that. No, you don't do that. Anyways, next, his last skill is when this unit attacks a Vanguard, this unit gets 2,000 until the end of battle. end of that battle. So that's pretty much, he's just a restanding Vanguard over and over and over, as long as you're able to pay the cost. So we're going to do a little quick scenario real quick after I show you the strides first. G-Zone is kind of generic. I would run Ultimate strides if I had them. So it would be 2 Ultimate strides, 2 Gobblades, and 4 Saint Blows. But as for this, it would be 3 Gobblades, 1 Madu, and 4 Saint Blows. Since there are only 6 grade 3s in this deck, you really don't need to stride. But Madu is there just to get Exiv back into your hand, if possible, because you really do need Exiv. But yeah, so that's pretty much it with the strides. Madu says if you stride over a 10k or less Vanguard in base, so pretty much when you're Legion and then you stride with this card onto that Legion, you can get the grade 3 back that you just discarded for it, or you just get a grade 3 from the drop zone. Gobblade skill is when this unit hits a Vanguard, choose a grade 2 card from your deck and call it, I believe 2 or greater. Yeah, call a grade 2 or greater from your deck and call it to rearguard circle, then shuffle your deck. Saint Blow is choose a face down Holy Dragon, Saint Blow Dragon from your G zone and turn it face up. This unit gets 3,000 for each of your rear guards until the end of turn. And if the number of face up cards in your G zone is 2 or more, and the number of rear guards you have is 2 or more, this unit gets critical until the end of turn. This ability cannot be used for the rest of that turn. So that's his ability, and it is very, very good. You know, he's a nice little finisher stride along with Ultimal, but Ultimal I will not explain since he is not here and I do not have him for this deck. But again, this is just for whatever I got. So usually this is how your soul will look like. You would use, we can go Brave if you do hit with LaRousse on Vanguard Circle, or any other of the Blaster Grade 2s, Blaster Blade Seeker, or Blaster Blade himself on Vanguard Circle, and then you hit with the boost. You put him into the soul, search for LaRousse, and add him to your hand. Get ready for that next turn, whatever. And then you go into Exiv, you're able to stride, whatever. Ditch one of the freaking 4 Thingsaver Dragons you would probably have in hand, because the bastard really does love to go into your hand a lot. So, stride into Gobblade, you would attack with Gobblade, and if you do hit, might as well call LaRousse since you do have an Alfred Vanguard. Then when you triple drive, put probably whatever useless cards you triple drove, except for the Thingsavers, you don't want to put them into the soul. And then call out 2 High Beasts, so you would call these 2 out. Mind you can only call them out to open rearguard circle, so do be careful to not call out a full board, so then his ability will be completely useless. Or if you want, you could just call out a Blaster Blade Seeker and waste your counterblast, but I wouldn't recommend that since you kind of need all your counterblasts for this card to keep going and going and going and going. Now, when you do build up said soul, at the end of the turn, I'm just going to put 2 random cards into the soul right now. I'm just going to save 2 LaRousses, why not, because it has happened to me. You will have about 5 cards in soul. And including him, if you Legion the next turn, blah blah blah, then ride a Thingsaver. Now you got 7 cards in soul, and then you Legioned. Okay, there you go. Now with that 7 cards in soul, you're able to say Counterblast 2, Soul Blast 3. And discard 2 from hand, pretty much your Twin Drive. Soul Blasted 3, got into another one. Now you added 1 more soul, so that Soul Blasted 3 from the, wow, I kind of lost my math already. Soul Blasted 3 from the 7. In the soul, you added 1 more, so that made it an 8. But so now you got 5 left. Yeah, you got 5 left in there. Then you attack again, Counterblast 2 if you're able, Soul Blast the Thingsaver, and then also the Exiv just in case. Whatever. You still got 2 cards left, but then when you ride again, you got into the last Thingsaver in there. So now he adds up another soul, so that's another 3 in the soul still. And if you do hit with Proud Roar, you unflip a damage. So if you were at 5 open damage, hit, since you counterblasted 4 already, unflip that damage. If you do hit, wow, I had that finger there for a while, did not notice. Then you already had him stood because you didn't bother attacking that last time. Attack with Proud Roar, unflip that damage, attack again, and if you still have that last freaking Thingsaver in the deck, Soul Blast 3, Counterblast 2, discard 2, search for that last one, ride it, and then you have no more soul, no more counterblasts. You're just going to swing it again and just kill your opponent just to be sure with that last Twin Drive. So that is 1 Twin Drive, 2 Twin Drive, 3 Twin Drive, 4 Twin Drives. Attack, 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 attack. 4 twin drives in 1 turn and a full board probably. You might have either tanked without getting any triggers and you were the unluckiest bitch in the world, or really you just drove check all your thing savers and you only did this twice or once or not at all. Because this guy really, really loves to go to hand in the worst times ever, especially going to the damage zone. So yeah, just to let you know, he has to be in the deck in order for you to do this ability. For the love of God, put this guy back. Put him back no matter what. Discard him from your hand and leave him into the drop zones where he is safe. So then you can Legion the bastard back. Unless you're fighting anything that binds from your drop zone, then I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry for your loss. You lost the game without Thingsaver Dragon. But you could probably win with Exiv, but this is mostly built just to win with this guy. So against deleters, he's dead. Against Narukami, he's dead. So, yep, there you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed this little deck profile. I'm not going to ramble on any further. You guys can experiment more with this deck if you wish. I'm just giving you ideas out there for you to, whoever has these cards and still has them, and you need to upgrade, or at least want to try and do something more, since you're like, I don't want to spend more money on the cards. I might as well try something else, blah, blah, blah. You know, do what I can, do it with what I got. And there you go. Just do what you can with this. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and take care. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and bye.